Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Zelkenon, and this video, as you can tell by the title, I want to kind of, bring more different guides instead of just builds, kind of help out the new people of Smite, welcome them to the game and kind of get a little bit better feel of the item shop and whatnot. So, what I'm doing in this video is kind of go over some tips and tricks about the, building physical characters and how to maneuver the item shop and whatnot, and what items are good for what, and kind of mix your abilities in with your items. So we have Mercury here in honor of the Golden Mercury patch this week. So let's go ahead and try to make a build for him. So hit I for the item shop, obviously. Next we have these tabs here. As you can see, we have favorite here. What this basically is in the God Guides, or Character Builder. I think it's called Character Builder actually. At the home screen, on the top right, there's a little scroll-looking tab. You click on that. You click on the picture of the newest God that's there, and it'll let you select different variety of gods. And from there, you can kind of customize different builds and see different stats. Just keep in mind, like if you want stack items, they don't include the full stacks on there. So some things may vary on the Character Builder inside the game. But we see here we have 3 different tabs for this patch. Hopefully the item shot doesn't get changed around anytime soon, so this video will still be valid for quite a while. So if all items recommended in stats, let's go ahead and check our stats. So stats tells you all your current stats. Pretty obvious. That's pretty good. And next we have recommended. So we have starter. This is mainly for jungling. We got Bumba's Mask, Hand of God. So this is the jungler. The core build. So core pretty much means the main items you want to have. I don't really exactly agree with Heartseeker, but okay. The reason why I don't agree with Heartseeker is, especially for new people, or people that are not that familiar with the god or not that good, is you want to watch out for Heartseeker. As you can see, the stacks are halved on death if you read in the passive. So you collect all 50 stacks finally, you end up dying, you're down to 25 stacks. Then you get it up a little bit, maybe to like 40, and then you die again. Now it's cut down to 20. So Heartseeker is a high risk, high reward item. Just keep that in mind. The same for Doom Orb, the mage equivalent item. It's also halved on death, so watch out for that. For some reason, Golden Dagger is still a golden bow icon, whatever. So we have core items. These are main items you want to have. Damage items, the core damage items you want to have. Defensive, if you want to go more defensive route for situational use. These are the defensive items. Actives, these are the actives you can use. You can rearrange your hotkeys for actives, but without messing with the hotkeys, it's generally F and G. And make sure, if you're trying to build items, make sure you turn off the auto build. Because if you do so, if you do have it on, it's going to automatically buy your actives, and you cannot sell actives, so keep that in mind. Of course, we have consumables, So the recommended overall, they did an update, and it's generally pretty nice. But there's some situations where it may not be that good, or you may want to change it around a little bit. So let's go ahead and build our Mercury for just straight up arena. Okay. So first, we want to go with boots. Boots are the basis where you want to go for in mostly any game mode except Conquest. Conquest, it's different. But we're not doing Conquest build right now. We're just going for the regular one. If we have enough time, I would go ahead and do a Conquest build near the end. So Mercury, let's go ahead and look at his skills before we buy anything. Okay, so we have fastest god alive for every 1 foot travel. The Mercury gains additional power, max 50%. So it's right above our picture here. As you can see, the more we move around, the more power we get. Okay, and it does not deplete when we stop moving. So that's what that is. Additional power equal to 25% movement speed items. So in theory, if you build more movement speed items, such as boots, you have more power. So just keep that in mind. I made you look. It's a ranged attack. Maximum velocity. So we have a buff here. We have increased ground speed movement, and we have a more attack speed. So with 70%, oh god, that's a lot of attack speed. With that much attack speed being said, you don't have to really worry about buying so much attack speed items. So this allows you to go more power, maybe more lifesteal, more crit, those things. So watch out for gods that have that type of ability where it increases their attack speed or more power and whatnot. So you can kind of stream away from building, going over the cap, which you can't. And in this game, currently the attack speed caps at 2.5. As you can see, without items, we're at 1.5. If we hit 2, well, of course, we have our skill maxed out. With our 2, we're at 2.2 attack speed already. So yeah, we don't have to build too much attack speed with Mercury. So let's go ahead and buy some Ninja Tabi. Ninja Tabi is pretty much the meta for assassins, basically meaning it's the what to get. It's the I don't know. It's like more the trending. So Ninja Tabi works really well on assassins, since most of them kind of rely on their abilities to kind of enhance them more. So let's go with Ninja. Okay, so let's see. I'm still kind of new to this item shop. They've moved things around quite a bit. Okay. So next we see our power is fairly decent. Of course, we're level 20. Our health is a little low. We have no lifesteal. Also, little trick here: if you don't want to pull it, if you're not near your or if you don't want to pull up stats here, you can hold down tab and hover over these little bars here, and they can tell you everybody's stats. So there's more people you can highlight over the bar, and you can see their stats as well. That's a little tip. And you can also see the cap. So we have cap of 400 power, 2.5 attack speed, 50 penetration, 100 lifesteal, and 100 crit chance. And you can see the same with, defense stats and mage stats. So this kind of all guides you on how you want to build your god. Also, it's pretty important to know how to counter build against enemy gods. Such as if you're fighting a Hell, Aphrodite, any healers, or high HP 5 gods like Shock, Hercules, or any other future gods that come out that have high health regen, or they're healers in general. So we want to kind of shut that down, or else they're just going to keep hitting themselves and their teammates, right? So let's go. They don't actually have a category for that, so it's under. Yeah, they changed everything around. They changed everything around. Here we go. Brawler's Beat Stick. So it's under, let's see, it's going to be under power penetration. So if you hit penetration, it's mace. Okay, so it's mace, and it branches out to Brawler's Beat Stick. So, the passive. Enemies hit by your basic attacks have 40% reduced healing and regeneration for 8 seconds. This is fairly nice. 8 seconds is quite a long time, and this does refresh every time you punch him. And we all know Mercury is the god of punching. He will punch you just dead. Since he has a lot of attack speed, you can apply this a lot. This is all you need to shut down a healer for the most part. You should be good. So, it's also a really great item. It's fairly cheap, 2,400. Good power, plus 40, and plus 20 penetration. This is really good. Since we're not using Warrior Tabi, we don't have that plus 15 penetration. So with this, we gain that and more. So let's go ahead and buy that. So you would buy this if you go ahead and counter a healer. So I have a pending friend request from God2000. I'll accept that after this. Okay, so we have this. We could use a little bit more attack speed and crit. So let's go ahead and go with. Wow, it's just Hidden Dagger. All right. So Hidden Dagger branches off to multiple areas. This is also kind of a brought up question. As you can see, all tiers of this item may be purchased. So we can buy Rage, and we can go ahead and buy Hidden Dagger again. So that kind of does that. So I recommend Rage over Malice. Malice is insanely expensive. On top of the passive, honestly, isn't that great. I was gonna tell you that right now. So I will kind of avoid using Malice for now. It hasn't really been confirmed that's a really great item. I personally like Rage more since they took away the attack speed on Malice, and it's not that great of a crit strike chance. So Rage is a lot better. It's cheaper. Let's go ahead and see the price again. Yeah, 2,700. It's fairly cheaper. We get more crit. We getting more attack speed that we could use, and it's a little less power compared to Malice, but it's still fairly decent. But the great item about this, the great aspect to this is the passive. If your basic attack does not crit, your crit strike chance increases by 10%. This caps out at 5 stacks. So in theory, if you miss, your crits, you gain 50% on your next crit, resets on successful crit rate. So since we have a lot of attack speed, this means more crit chance for us in general. So let's go ahead and buy that. Now we're kind of sitting at fairly decent power and fairly decent attack. Okay, and our penetration is 20 out of 50. Okay, so being an assassin, we are squishy. So let's go ahead actually and sell this, and let's switch this out for Jotun's Wrath. This is the Ninja Tabi, and wait, did I just sell this? Sell that. Let's move it to our second item. There we go, Jotun's Wrath. I combo Ninja and Jotun's Wrath on all my assassins for the most part. Reason being is to get the cap on the cooldown, and for Jotun's Wrath just has really high power and high penetration. So we're going to take away the Brawler's Beast Stick for now, since we're not fighting healers in theory. You're not going to be fighting healers that much, so just keep in mind this item is available for you if you're fighting healers. Here we go. So Jotun's Wrath, and we have Rage. So fairly good. Attack speed is good. Let's look at our cooldown. Since we have 40% cooldown reduction, 4.8, 8.4, 9 seconds, 54 seconds. So overall, we can use our abilities a lot, and we can rely more heavily on R2 for more attack speed instead of having to build attack speed constantly. So we need Lifesteal. Okay, we're a squishy assassin. We need Lifesteal. Okay, so we have those one give Lifesteal. Smite Gauntlets, Bloodforge. Here we go. I really love Bloodforge. I got a message on Skype. Sorry. Okay, so we need Lifesteal, right? And we can still use a little bit more power. So I want to go ahead and go with Bloodforge. We can see it's under the Lifesteal tab. Click the Smite Gauntlet. We can branch. Okay, so you get direct Lifesteal right away. And then we get Cursed Gauntlet. And then we get Bloodforge. What's cool about Bloodforge is the passive alone, and also it gives really great power along with a lot of Lifesteal. Just keep in mind, this is Mercury, and we have a lot of attack speed, so we can build these stacks much faster than normal. As you see, on each successful basic attack on an enemy, grants you additional power and Lifesteal for 4 seconds, and it keeps refreshing, and it has a max stack of 5. So we have a lot of attack speed, and we're going to get a lot of power from this. So this is a really strong item. It's somewhat a little pricey, but it's really worth it, 2,700. Go ahead and buy that. And we have 156 power. Pretty good physical defense just from our base scaling, and magical defense is a little bit low, but it's okay. We have a lot of crits and a lot of attack speed already. So let's go ahead and let's see what's next. So we have Lifesteal. That should be plenty of Lifesteal for us right now. Our last item will be Deathbringer. So this, our fifth item is kind of up to us. Let's look around. So we're a little low on penetration. We don't have 15 since we're not going with Brawler's Beat Stick. You can use the Brawler's Beat Stick even though you're not fighting a healer, just for the fact of the 40 power and 20 penetration. So it's totally up to you. But I really enjoy the cooldown and the more power, and the more mana from this. So let's go ahead and just look around. Penetration items, right? So Titan's Bane is pretty good. It's 33% physical penetration. However, it won't show up on here. Maybe they did. Let's see if they fixed that. Yeah, no. So pretty much it acts as just its own thing. So 33% physical penetration. So if you fight somebody with a lot of physical defense, this reduces it by more than somebody that has low physical defense, because it's percentage based. There we go. Just trying to find my words there. So we can go with that, or we can go ahead and sell that. Let's go ahead and sell that. Sell. Thank you. Okay. So under the Light Blade, penetration Light Blade, we have Executioner, and we have Shin Size. So between these two items, this one does not have penetration. However, the passive is really good, and the attack speed is really nice. If you read the passive, basic attack hits, deals physical damage equal to 20 plus 6% of the target's missing health. This only affects gods. So basically, the more you hurt them and continuing to damage them, the more damage is. This kind of ticks as yellow damage. So you have your basic white damage if your base hits, and then there's an additional damage, and it's yellow. So it's kind of like a double attack, almost, you can say. So this works really well with this build because we have a lot of attack speed, and we can take advantage of the passive. If you feel like you need more penetration, this is really great for that. It still grants us the power and attack speed that's really nice, but the passive is really cool. Basic attacks against an enemy reduce your target's physical protection by 7%, and an additional 5 points for 3 seconds and 3 stacks. So what's that? 21% physical protection reduced? I don't know why I can't talk. And also an additional 15. So this alone can just tear down an enemy's physical protection. So if you're fighting tanks, warriors of that nature, this will just shut them down. This all goes around the fact of how to counter your enemy. Sorry. I had to take a sip of water. So we're closing in our time here. So let's go and go with size. And then we need to finish up with even more power and crits. Deathbringer. You always want to finish with this item. It's the most expensive in our build, but has the greatest power and crit strike chance, and the passive is just amazing. Damage increase with crits by 50%. So let's go ahead and buy that. See, my frames are dropping quite a bit. I'm running out of hard drive space. So bear with me for a second here as we finally test out our damage. Sadly, I won't have enough time to go ahead and do a Conquest build, but just should be wrapping it up soon. This is a pretty long video as it is. So, come on, frames. You can do it. Okay. Alright, so sadly, as you can see, hard drive space is being taken up. I don't have enough money to fund that right now, so these videos are going to have to be a little bit shorter than usual. So this will go ahead and wrap it up. I may do a part 2 to this video here soon, and I actually may do a magical version of this. So thank you all for watching and sticking around, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.